So we're about to see a price reversal on silver, potentially this week. So the cycles, the daily cycles that I'm looking at, which I'm not going to show here, but those daily cycles are showing a potential. We could see a little push down, even maybe a little deeper on Monday. Okay, very possible.
Right.
But then we're supposed to see a potential starting Tuesday onwards, a reversal, and it could be powerful. Okay, because we're seeing big moves already. So all I know is that we're going to see a price reversal here shortly, and then it's going to continue February. It's going to move vertical. And everybody, keep your eyes on $121. When it takes at 121, it's going to blow through that. And the next immediate target, as I said before on our podcast, is 100.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Bullion. Before we start, please everyone like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow tremendously. Today we have Bo Polny. He is the analyst of time and studies the markets of time. His YouTube is called Bo Polny and his company is called 2020 Forecast. Bo, it's so nice to see you.
Thanks so much, Ivan. Pleasure to be here. And silver's rocking and rolling. A lot of things going on in our world.
Yeah, it's rocking and rolling. There's excitement. There's also a little bit of fear. There's people calling, for manipulation. They don't know what's going on. Like, as of yesterday, January 30th, we're recording this as the 31st. But as of yesterday, people are really not worried, but they're wondering what the heck is going off. The biggest sell-off in gold or in silver, since data going back to the 1890s or something crazy like that. What is happening right now, Bo?
Believe it or not, the crazy part is all of this is to an incredible degree predictable in advance. Now, I want to show something because we did a podcast, what was it, maybe 2-3 weeks ago? Something like that. When silver was jumping, I don't think it was above 100 yet, but it was getting ready to rock and roll. But it was very exciting what was happening. And so I'm going to pull up the exact same chart that I showed last time I was on. Okay, so you can go back to the last podcast. You can see the last podcast. This is the exact same chart. Okay, Only difference is I updated it. Okay, so what am I showing here? This is a channel. Okay, and channels are critical. When you look at silver, it's incredibly important to understand channel formation because silver does not run vertical, meaning like just like a roof itself where you have like a resistance at $50 and yes, those are important markers, but what I've learned over the years, when you study silver, you have to do something really important. You have to tilt your channel. Does that make sense?
Right.
So when you look at the channel here, you'll see that the channel is perfect. Okay, so when you go to 1980 top left side, you'll see the Hunt Brothers spike. That was to $48. Okay. Right. Very important high. Okay. Then we have 45 years. Well, actually, we go to 2011 and you have another high here at $49.83.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, then they found allegedly, it's always allegedly found bin Laden. So there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse why silver's going up. There's always an excuse why silver's going down. There's always excuses, but all of it ties into cycles. And you'll see in a minute here that the price target that we just saw and then the collapse already happened years ago.
Okay.
So why I'm saying this is when you look at this channel right here, you'll see that from 2011, it collapsed down, and then you had in 2020, it literally plunged March 2020, and it collapsed down $11.63. So there's your bottom of the channel, okay? So all you do is you take your channel and you run a channel sideways on an angle, okay? And so please, anybody who's seen our prior podcast, go back. You'll see it's the exact same chart. Only thing is I updated it this morning. Okay.
Right.
So when you look at the chart, we're going to run from the Hunt Brothers of $48. We're going to run it across. Look at the number that it hits, 121. You know where silver topped out on Thursday?
121.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's next?
Right. So this is important. So, and I said it has to take out 121 and then the sky's the limit. Okay, so we talked about $300, $500. We talked about big numbers on silver. However, in order to even possibly see those numbers, you have to break. The chart's got to break 121.
Right.
Critical. Okay, and so because it went up and it toyed with 121 but never broke through, it collapsed. Okay, and yeah, the whole system is a joke because they create. What do they create? I don't know what it was, but I think we'll find out soon enough. It was probably, I'm guessing, maybe $10 trillion. They created that, created digits just to slam the price down. Okay,
Yeah.
so again, this system, the Babylonian system of money creation, wants the world to keep using fiat money, Federal
Right.
Reserve dollars, right? Because silver, when you read scriptures, Haggai 2:8, the silver is mine, the gold is mine. In other words, silver and gold have nothing to do directly with the current money system. That's
Right.
why they've called silver and gold the rock forever. Why? Because they don't want the world to use real money. They want the world to use their money. Why? It's so simple. Because if you had the ability, Ivan, to create money out of thin air to infinity, right, and you controlled that ability, you would want the world to use that currency. And
Right.
that's what's been going on. So it's the biggest scam in human history of money creation. And we talked about this before too. In the 70s, there was 6 digits. There wasn't $1 billion. Let that sink in. A
Hmm.
1,000 billion is a trillion, and we talk trillions all the time now. They created how many trillion just yesterday to slam silver down? What I'm trying to say is this whole system is a control system. And what we are waiting for is the roof to get ripped off $121.
Hmm.
That's the marker, okay? When it takes out $121, we'll talk about in a second when this could happen, then it's game on. In other words, this fake system is beginning to collapse. That's when we're going to see the US dollar, the Federal Reserve System, begin to plunge. The US dollar, if you look at the charts right now, it's been dropping, okay? It's
Yeah.
been making new lows right now, so it's very weak. But I'm telling you, they're going to do everything possible until hell freezes over to not let the dollar collapse and not let silver break out over $121. And then Friday, if you watch my prior videos, Friday the 30th, specifically the 30th, was supposed to be a very big marker in our world. And literally on that day, okay, so this was a starting point of something huge beginning to shift in our world. The calculations, the cycle, the biblical calculation is saying, watch the 30th of January because something big is going to come out. I don't know what it was. I never know what the events are. I know the calculations, like the dates, okay?
Right.
Well, what
Right.
do we have happen on Friday? 3 huge things, okay? New Fed chair, okay, that's big. But the big thing is the greatest one-day crash on silver in human history.
Yeah.
That happened Friday, okay?
Yeah.
And what else? What else happened? Well, specifically, this is huge. The Epstein stuff comes out.
Oh,
Okay,
really? It
now
came
this
out
is
on Friday?
yeah, it came out on Friday, right? So they released 3 million pages yesterday.
Really? Wow.
So the greatest release, everything they've been trying to let go release, they've been not letting out. They finally released 3 million pages yesterday, including I don't know, things like 1,000 videos. And understand that JP Morgan is complicit in these 3 million pages. They're actually involved with Epstein in moving all the money around. Okay. So
Wow.
understand this is huge what's about to go down. A band-aid's about to get ripped off, and that band-aid sits at $121 on silver. So now let's talk about what's coming. Because I know this okay, well, now that we know all this, okay,
Right.
we come down to a crux in life. Okay. So there's a moment in time. So when you go back and if you see that cocoa chart, if we don't have biblical intervention, okay, they are going to keep silver forever in the 70, 80, $40 range. They're never going to let silver turn back up and take out $121
Right.
ever. Because if they did, that would mean that they lost control of the financial system. That would mean that the Federal Reserve System is plunging downwards in value, okay? That would mean that people no longer want to use the Federal Reserve System for payments, okay? And so that would mean that this whole system is getting exposed, okay? But that's what's about to happen, okay? So we're about to see a price reversal on silver potentially this week. So the cycles, the daily cycles that I'm looking at, which I'm not going to show here, but those daily cycles are showing a potential. We could see a little push down, even maybe a little deeper on Monday. Okay. Very possible. But
Right.
then we were supposed to see a potential starting Tuesday onwards, a reversal, and it could be powerful. Okay, because we're seeing big moves already. So all I know is that we're going to see a price reversal here shortly, and then it's going to continue February. It's going to move vertical. And everybody, keep your eyes on $121. When it takes at 121, it's going to blow through that. And the next immediate target, as I said before on our podcast, is $140. Okay, so the next target that we're looking for on silver is minimum right up here. It's $140. Okay, so if it takes out, and this is key, if it takes out $121, which it will, okay, don't worry about it. It's going to take it. I don't care what anybody says. Silver is going to reverse, and it does, whether it happens this week, next week, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
This year, this spring, it's going to winter into spring. It's going to blow through $121 and explode into 140, and then it's going to go shortly after that into what? In awesome numbers, 200. $300. Okay, so we've got, and March is going to be very powerful for silver. February is going to be great, and March is going to be off the charts for price movement. Okay, so it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. The cycles are indicating us huge reversals coming, and then huge prices. These numbers that are coming, one silver now that's broken through $50, it's game on, and the globalists, I'll finish here, will do everything possible in their power until hell freezes over to not let silver go through $121. They will continue to print money out of thin air like lunatics to not let that event happen. But it's going to. Nobody can stop it. And when this thing goes, it's going to be the most exciting time point in human history, because finally, what are we waiting for? For these globalists who create money out of, like, was it Rockefeller or Rothschild say, to allow me to control the money supply, and I care not who writes its laws.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy, Bo. Those charts that you showed us is a really, it's a big eye opener, because it's especially when you're looking at cycles, and then a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to go back down to 20 or 30, but once you have those cycles shown to you, it's inevitable. Bo, before you go, I really want people to connect with you. You were mentioning that you have a subscriber list, you have your YouTube channel. Where can people find you?
I'm on my YouTube channel. I'll always post videos there, which is, kind of most latest updates. My website is gold 2020 forecast.com, and 2020 was the year all this craziness began. Mm-hmm. And we're now at a very epic year here. This is really exciting what's about to happen this year financially, and for the world, about the massive shifts about to go down. Those are the two places. I also post things on Rumble, but and X. Mm-hmm. You can put my name in on X, and I like to post things there as well too. And they'll also tell you there is a prophecy, and the prophecy is very fun. This goes back to Kim Clement, going back like 10 or 15 years, and the prophecy goes like this. It will look like they won.
Oh, right. So it looks like right now they won.
And then suddenly.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's a really, really exciting times. I know a lot of people, us in the silver community, even if it drops $30, $40, I had so many people in the comments just saying this, we're still going to hold and buy more. So I want to thank you so much, Bo, for coming down and speaking to the precious metals community. As markets develop, never know what happens next week or in the next 2 weeks. Would love to have you back down.
Absolutely, Adam. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
It started with silence, like heaven took a breath. Then the thunder rolled heavy, and the sky split wide. What we thought would never happen fell before our eyes, but we remain. Not one heart moved, the wind bowed low, the saints stood still. One day was all he needed, one word and the war was done. The wicked vanished like vapor, Children woke in silence, like something shook their name. Their eyes were wide with wonder, but they felt no fear, no shame. The rulers raged and crumbled, still shouting as they fell. But evil had no refuge, not in earth or man or hell. And we remained. He called us by name. The earth exhaled and nothing was the same. One day was all he needed. One breath and the storm was still. He broke the chains with silence, and the air itself was filled. The fire fell without burning, and every soul knew his name. Yes, we'll never forget when the day came. We were the ones who remained, not lifted up, but left to stand. Not hidden, but seen. Not crushed, but claimed. The day didn't take us, it revealed us. And now, the harvest begins. One day was all he needed.